It's over for Mark Andrews. You know he's always been the Ravens' hope, right? That guy who seemed impossible to replace. But now, something's brewing behind the scenes, and it's moving fast. Could the team's legend really be facing the end? This isn't just rumors. There's stuff happening backstage that could flip the whole Baltimore game plan, and it's hitting fans right in the heart. Stick around till the end, and I'll break down the reasons, the trade possibilities, and what all this means for the Ravens and Mark's future. You don't want to miss this because what's coming might just be the biggest shock of the season. You ever notice how some players just have that something extra that makes everyone trust them? That's Mark Andrews exactly. Since he arrived in Baltimore back in 2018, he became Lamar Jackson's go-to guy and a cornerstone of the passing attack. Whenever the pressure was on and the team needed a big play, Mark was there like he had this special instinct for being in the right spot at the right time. He's always shown heart and hustle, scoring touchdowns that changed the course of big games. A 3-time Pro Bowler and the 2021 All-Pro, Mark made it clear he was one of the NFL's best at his position. That's no small feat. He's become one of the franchise's most important faces. Someone fans have come to love and respect deeply. But football is full of twists. Even the best players have off days, and last season showed Mark isn't immune. He started strong like always, clutch and reliable, but some performances, especially in the playoffs, had fans worried. That drop against the Bills at a critical moment broke a lot of hearts. Moments like that can change how both fans and the team see a player, even one who's been a hero so many times. When things start to slip on the field, eyes naturally turn outward, trying to figure out where it all went wrong. Last year was unusual, with highs and lows that left a feeling that Mark might not be the same guy anymore. Maybe it's time to face that reality and think about what it means going forward. Every player goes through ups and downs, but when you're a fan favorite, those rough patches stand out even more. In 2024, Mark Andrews hit some bumps that made fans hesitate. Early in the season, he was still that dependable guy, but as the year went on, inconsistency crept in. You could tell something wasn't quite right, and that left the team and fans unsure of what to expect. The playoff game against the Bills really highlighted this instability. That's when everyone felt the impact of his dip in form. Mark had a chance to make a game-changing play, but dropped the ball at a crucial moment, shaking the team's confidence and the fans' faith. Things don't always go as planned, and that moment became a turning point in how people saw him that year. Still, Mark kept fighting out there, showing grit and doing his best to help the team. But the inconsistency weighed heavy, and his numbers weren't as strong as previous seasons. For a guy who's been a mainstay of the offense, that wobble raised real questions about what's next for him. These ups and downs naturally make the team look for other options, especially when you factor in what's happening off the field. And when we talk options, Mark's contract is a big piece of the puzzle. When a player becomes a star, the contract usually comes with a big price tag, and that's Mark Andrews' case. He's got a hefty salary that takes up over $11 million of the Ravens' salary cap, money that could go towards strengthening other spots on the roster. That's not small change. It could help build a stronger, more balanced team, especially with Lamar Jackson's contract needing attention. The team has to face the hard truth. Money isn't unlimited, and tough decisions have to be made. Even though Mark is super important on the field, his contract puts pressure on the front office to prioritize. Keeping the team competitive means balancing talent with finances, and sometimes that means letting go of an expensive player to secure the future. It's a tricky situation. No one likes seeing a fan favorite leave, but football is a business that demands tough calls. If the Ravens want to stay contenders, freeing up cap space might be necessary to build a deeper roster, and that means rethinking contracts like Mark's. With all this, the fans feel the emotional weight of possibly losing such a beloved player. That connection goes way beyond dollars and cents, and that's exactly what we'll dive into next.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
Mark Andrews isn't just a player to Ravens fans. He's a symbol of grit, talent, and heart. Every catch he makes, He wins over the crowd a little more, becoming a true icon in Baltimore. For many, seeing Mark on the field is that feeling that anything can still happen, that the team can flip the script at any moment. So when talk of a trade comes up, it hits deep. Fans get that football is a business. But letting go of someone that's beloved, that's tough. It's a real struggle between loyalty to the player and the harsh reality of planning for the team's future. At the same time, Mark's connection with the Ravens and the city is built on respect and commitment. Maybe he even feels like it's time for a fresh challenge, a new chapter to recharge and prove his worth somewhere else. After all these years as a pillar of the team, a change would be just what he needs. This mix of fan love, history, and the need for change creates a complicated picture, one that can't be ignored. And this brings us right to the big question. What's next for Mark Andrews? Sometimes, when a player hits a rough patch or faces uncertainty, a fresh start is exactly what they need to reinvent themselves. For Mark Andrews, leaving the Ravens wouldn't be goodbye. It could be a new beginning, a chance to prove he still has plenty left to give, using all the experience and leadership he's gained over the years. On a new team, he could take on a starring role, not just as a player, but as a mentor for younger guys. That kind of setup might let him rediscover his best game, away from the pressure and high expectations that come with being the team's top star. Plus, a change of scenery can light a new fire, giving Mark room to try new tactics and adjust to a style that really plays to his strengths. This kind of move might be crucial for him to keep performing at a high level for years to come. Looking at it this way helps us understand that, while saying goodbye to a fan favorite is never easy, this might just be the break Mark needs to recharge and show the NFL what he's still capable of. Could this be the perfect moment for him to start a new chapter and get back on the path to success? Mark Andrews has been, and always will be, a giant name for the Ravens, a player who left his mark and won the fans' hearts with skill and passion. But football never stops evolving, and change is part of keeping the team competitive. If it really is time to say goodbye to Mark, it's important to see this choice for what it is, not just about one player, but about the Ravens' future. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about this possibility? Does Mark still have a lot to show, or is it time for a new chapter? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this conversation is for every Ravens fan who loves this team.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself. See you there, and until the next video, go Flock.